You say he's coming?
Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to Baturdays in the Batcave. I'm OmniDog. This is my partner and co-host, not Tyler.
I am not Tyler. I know it's going to be very confusing because I'm Taylor, and Tyler, I don't know where he is, but he should be here. We should have a third box here soon.
He will be fashionably late.
It should be more like the Brady Bunch soon.
Yeah, he's fashionably late. He's eating donuts. I should wait until he's on to tell about the story of he took me through his drive-through breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts, and it was epic.
Yeah, we'll definitely wait for him. I was hoping to be able to get one of his patented stories before we jumped on, but maybe next time.
Yeah, and it was his idea for us to review this book, so we kind of have to wait for him. Tyler, where are you?
Well, let's set up the show before he gets here.
Okay.
We have a couple of things we're going to be doing. Do you want to show the book we're going to be reviewing first?
Sure. We're going to be reviewing this book. Let me move my whole screen over a little bit. Yoink. This book, which was recommended to us by Tyler Blunt, Batman / Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, DC IDW, by James Tynion IV, art Freddie E. Williams II, and it is an Elseworlds crossover tale that I had actually never heard of, or maybe I'd heard of it, but I had never given it much thought. But
do they definitely consider it an Elseworlds tale, or is it in continuity? I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't know. Batman smiles in it, so I don't know.
He eats pizza in it too, so
yeah, he smiles and eats pizza.
The one reason why I think it might be in continuity is because the turtles aren't from our dimension. They're from like a different dimension. So I have no idea. I guess I kind of read it as it happens in continuity. But who knows?
That's fine with me.
I'm not a big continuity guy, so I don't really care that much. I kind of create my own continuity.
Uh-oh. Here he is. Playing Mutant Ninja Turtles on the TV.
Oh, wow. What an epic entrance.
Are we live? Are we live?
Yeah, we've been live.
We are.
Sorry, I didn't see you guys there. Didn't realize you were going to be stopping by. How's it going, fam?
Change hats now.
What? I thought you were on the bandwagon, Jess.
I'm on the Turtles bandwagon. I ain't no stinking 49er fan.
What? I don't know what to say. I'm just sitting here, minding my own business, hanging out, not bothering a soul.
Are you eating popcorn?
Hey, of course you have popcorn.
Just wanted to see what you guys were up to on a fun Saturday.
Well, Jess wanted to tell us a story about your donut experience. He was waiting for you.
Oh yeah, Jesse Say What. I am a huge TMNT fan now. We've read 3 of the books, and I am dedicated to reading all of them. I love TMNT due to Tyler Blunt, and I am happy to say that. No, I don't hate Joe Montana.
You hate Joe Montana?
I do sort of hate Joe Montana.
How long have you been in Al-Qaeda? Oh my goodness. The most un-American thing I've ever heard.
You're not even a 49er fan, you Fruit Loop.
Hey, I've been a fan since week 3.
This is week 3.
I don't care about football, so I'm going to look like Jess when he talks about manga with the guys.
Tyler had me on the phone this morning as he took me through his Dunkin' Donuts adventure, ordering diabetes as he was going through the drive-through. Let's see if I can remember. He ordered 2 blueberry cake, 1 Boston cream, a couple of strawberry sprinkles. No, 1 strawberry sprinkles for his daughter and 2 glazed. And then he said, "Can you give me the sugariest coffee drink possible and don't put any coffee in them?"
Yeah, that's actually 100% accurate. I have no idea how you remember that. That was extremely impressive, Jess.
Because I was physically ill.
You were, and it was delicious. Look, when I ate all that food, look at how ripped it made me.
Oh wow!
Look at this, dude.
I've never seen a 2-pack before.
I know, and it's very large. It's like a very well-defined 2-pack. Taylor, I'm so glad to be doing a show with you. I've wanted to do a show with you forever. Jess tries to keep us apart because he knows how much we have a mutual love for all people who start with the name T.
Well, Jess says I'm his nice friend and you're his mean friend.
I mean, it's
he wanted to keep us separate.
It's actually extremely accurate.
This is my nightmare. Taylor Tyler. I'm going to have a trouble.
Well, I think we're going to say he's T-Bone, right? And I'm Taylor.
Okay, yeah, T-Bone. That'll be easier.
My dad has called me Tyler by accident my entire life. So who cares?
Right?
My dad called me Terry once, so who knows?
Anything is possible. Well, I had a little fun this afternoon thinking about the show, getting it going. So, I got my figures all set up over here.
There's Batman and the Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do have Batman figures?
Oh, I got Batman figures.
I thought you were more like a Marvel guy.
Well, I am, but you got to get the core DC roster. Like you have to, if you don't get the core DC roster. So I've got, I think, everyone in the Bat family now. Since this is Baturdays, which is the most famous show on YouTube by far. I'll plug my Batman action figure collection, which is coming along nicely. I've got all of the main Bat family and a good bit of the villains.
How many actual Batmen do you have, you think?
If I had to guess, I'd say somewhere between 12 and a half and 14.
Oh, wow. Okay. 12 and a half. 12 and a half. Did you rip 1 and a half?
Well, I mean, how much does Batmite really count? It's like,
That's true.
Oh, man. Well, I am so glad to be here. Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, so before we get into the review, after the review, we're going to have some time for Q&A. And you can ask us questions about TV shows, comics, video games, flight stands, popcorn stores. You can ask about anything. And also, Jess is going to do a book giveaway, right, Jess?
Yes, I do have a couple of omnibus to give away. One is from Awesome Comic Fan. It's the last one that he donated to the show. And then I'll package with it a book from my collection that I was going to give away. I'll put them together and give them away as a package.
But you have to stay towards the end of the show. Stay with us the entire time. Yeah.
It's going to get wild, let me tell you.
And Tyler, I thought you'd have a Dr. Pepper, so I brought some wild cherry Pepsi to counteract that.
Look at you. I got cherry Dr. Pepper in here.
Oh, okay. See,
always.
Wow, okay. We're actually doing pretty good then.
Look matching. At that. We're cherry bros. That's sweet. Jess, don't you feel left out?
I do, because I have cranberry juice and soda.
What? You know what? That's actually, we're all got red in our drinks. I think that's probably the most coordinated, coincidental thing that could ever happen to anyone ever.
I don't think Jess wanted us to get together because we're both nice to each other, but you're mean to him.
Well, the thing is that Jess always, when he starts shows with you, he just says, hey, I'm OmniDog. And you say, hey, I'm Taylor. We're going to talk about Batman. When he starts shows with me, he's like, hey, could you tell me your deepest, darkest secret? And I'm like, sure, Jess. I would love to open up to just you. And then he starts the broadcast. I
was hoping for that today, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. A little behind. I was in the middle of an intense Turtles in Time game, and I was eating this big bag of popcorn, and time got away from me.
I do have to say that I happened upon Tyler's vlog. I don't know how. It just showed up on my recommended list, and Tyler ate. I can't even describe what he ate. He went into Wendy's. This was 2 years ago. You look at Tyler, and he's actually pretty trim. And he went in and he filmed this, and it's a great idea for a video. He went into Wendy's and he got a secret menu item, which is a triple Baconator.
Yeah.
Triple meat.
Yep. 9
pieces of bacon, 6 pieces of cheese.
Wow.
And fries.
Calories.
And it was 1,350 calories.
Yep.
And fries and a vanilla cherry Dr. Pepper or something.
How was your cardiac arrest that day?
I'm not even done. Then his friend dares him to get a large Frosty. So he gets a large vanilla Frosty to top it off. This which was this big.
It was delicious.
It was I don't know how you do it, Tyler.
It was delicious. Yes, the heart attack was unpleasant, but like Bernie Sanders, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
Bernie Sanders.
I was definitely feeling the burn that day, though. I will say, feeling the burn.
Yeah, Jess texted me that video. He says, "Do you know about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I remember watching a video a while ago where you burned down your dad's tractor or something."
Yeah, that happened once. Yep, we set that thing on fire. That was a whole big misunderstanding, though. I get all the blame for that. And I mean, yeah, technically it's my fault. But I would just like to say in my defense, who would think that an entire lawnmower tractor could catch on fire like that?
I'm starting to realize that Tyler's life is filled with misunderstandings.
It genuinely is.
That's going to be your autobiography, Tyler Blunt, A Misunderstood Life.
I just want to enjoy my turtles and my Batman, and these things just happen. You know, I was telling Jess there was one unreleased vlog that was entitled "How I Ended Up on the Terror Watch List," and it is absolutely a true story. And it was exciting times.
I want to see that.
You guys ready to get to the review?
Let's do it.
All right. So, Jess, do you want to read the back for us to give everyone a summary of what the book's about before we jump into it?
Yeah. Why don't I highlight you and you can show pictures of it while I read it? You want to do that?
Actually, you know what? I have it on my Hoopla app. So how about I read the back on here and you show off pictures? It'll look better.
Okay.
Than my screen.
Okay.
Let me just get to the back real quick. All right. New York City, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles face the battle of a lifetime, fighting not only the fearsome Foot Clan and their leader, the Shredder, but also the alien forces of General Krang, which is exactly Krang's plan. Now a single-dimensional warp can rid him of both of his greatest rivals in one fell swoop. Gotham City, from the Penguin to Killer Croc to Ra's al Ghul and beyond, the cowed crime fighter known as Batman has his hands full dealing with an already overflowing gallery of rogues. Suddenly, a new enemy emerges in the form of the Shredder and his ninja followers, transported to Gotham and unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. Now they're on the hunt for the technology that will allow them to return home and conquer Gotham City along the way. So I think this plot is very similar to Spider-Verse. Wouldn't you agree? And how the turtles are dropped into our dimension and they have to get back to their dimension, or that they're actually going to go back to their original form as just turtles without mutant abilities. And so Batman has to help them get back to their dimension. And Shredder has this over-the-top weird plan to take over Gotham City and the world. It's kind of childish, but it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, so what would you expect otherwise?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the book?
I loved it. I also would not know what was going on had I not read the first 3 TMNT books. So
Oh, you think so?
I wouldn't know about Shredder or Kang or the Foot Clan or anything. So I think I've read just enough Turtles to know exactly what was going on in this. And I think I may have a new favorite turtle.
Wait, who's your favorite, Tyler? Do you have one?
Jess, do you remember who my favorite is?
I think it's Raphael.
No, it's not Raphael. No.
What a
Jess.
standard answer.
No. Golly. No, I would have to say at my core heart, Leonardo's my favorite, but Mikey's a close second.
Michelangelo's my favorite. I find Leonardo to be very vanilla. He's kind of
he is pretty vanilla. Honestly, I just think the 2 swords are cool. Like
true.
it just comes down to the fact that like Mikey's personality, absolutely better in every way. But the 2 swords, man, I'm a big fan.
All
So
right,
Jeff,
Jeff,
your new
change
favorite
your
turtle.
opinion.
You're keeping us in suspense.
Yeah, Jess, who is it?
I think it might be Donnie.
Oh,
Solid choice.
not the usual choice, but still good.
No, yeah, I just think. Now wait, just let me make sure. Is he the one that wears the brown mask?
Purple. They're on
Purple. You're close.
Brown mask.
There is no brown mask.
There's no brown mask, Jess. There's no brown-
Is it orange?
No, there's purple is Donatello, blue is Leonardo, red is Raphael, and orange is Michelangelo.
Oh, orange is Michelangelo.
We really shouldn't laugh at Jess. Me and Tyler both grew up in the 90s, so we grew up around this. So we both
Absolutely.
make fun
No,
of it.
you're
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, you were just going on about how that you knew everything now.
Well, no. Well, I still don't. I mean, I knew I liked a certain. I think. Okay, Orange. Then
Yeah.
I like the Orange guy.
Michelangelo, you and Taylor.
We both
Okay,
like
yeah, I like
You're
Michelangelo.
both Mikey guys. He's
D.H.
fun.
McAdam just asked, which one likes pizza? That is Michelangelo. Well, they all like pizza, but he
They all
loves
kind of
pizza.
love it. Yeah.
Have you guys watched the Toys That Made Us episode yet of TMNT?
No, I wanted to and totally
The new one?
into the other
It's
day.
so good. The new season just came on, and they have one about Power Rangers and one about TMNT.
Oh, I gotta watch both. I have to.
Good thing we didn't tell Tyler before this episode. Otherwise, he wouldn't have shown up.
Oh,
That's
totally
absolutely
not.
true. I would have been watching it right now.
Oh, we have someone from India. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really. That episode sounds really interesting. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, he actually did leave. Oh, wow. Don't let him back in, Jess.
I'll let him just sit.
So I haven't read the IDW new series yet, but I have a very cursory knowledge of TMNT because I grew up in the 90s. I watched the cartoon, I watched the original movie, so I do know a decent amount about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh. All right, cool. So I do have a good knowledge of them without actually having read the IDW series. So I wasn't lost going into this story at all. I think this is very new reader friendly, in my opinion.
You thought it was?
I thought it was, in my opinion. As someone who hasn't read TMNT, I've only watched the cartoons and watched the movies. I really understood what was going on.
Okay, well, I think probably for someone your guys' age, it's new reader friendly.
Yeah.
Somebody who's royal and ancient like me, I don't think it's new reader friendly. But I got since I do have cursory knowledge from the first 3 books, I do have a general knowledge, except for their names, obviously.
And the colors of their bandanas.
And the colors, yeah, I thought it was brown. I thought it was rust. Now I know it's orange. But here is the scene where I liked it the most, and it told me that this was just a fun book. Is that Batman smiles and eats pizza and says it's good.
Yeah.
You don't see that in certainly not Snyder's Batman, not Tom man, maybe Tom King's
There
Batman.
is some smiling in Tom King's run.
He smiles some in that run.
Yeah.
Usually whenever Bruce smiles, it's not because he's laughing at something. It's him getting over on someone.
Yeah.
Like at the end of Mad Love, when he calls Joker pudding and he has a white smile.
Yeah.
Whenever he smiles, you don't want to be on the receiving end of that smile.
Yeah, it's never a good thing. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And that moment was actually pretty funny and charming. It wasn't cheesy, no pun intended, which it could have been. And I liked how Alfred was totally grossed out by pizza.
Yeah.
He had to
And
all over
ordered
pizza.
a gajillion. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was funny.
I thought that I think it requires a cursory knowledge of all characters involved, but you don't have to understand anything deeply about anybody. So like if you are not a huge Batman fan, but you understand Batman, Alfred, Ra's al Ghul, Penguin, you know who those characters are, you know who the Turtles are, you'll easily be able to jump into the story.
Right.
And
they even give you Batman's backstory when he talks to Raphael in Crime Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a nice, touching part.
That was my favorite moment from the entire book.
There's a lot of heart in this book. Like it's subtle, but it's definitely there in this book. And I feel like there was a lot of you could tell the writer had fun with it. I don't remember who the writer was actually.
It's James Tynion IV, and the artist is Freddie Williams II.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with this writer's other works. I don't know what else they've written.
Oh, you need to read his Detective Comics run. It's
is
very
it good?
good. Oh, it's really good. It's part of the Rebirth line, and he's actually taking over Batman from Tom King in January.
Really? What part? How much? I think I read the first 2 or 3 story arcs of Detective Comics
From Rebirth.
Yeah,
that was his.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah, I love that. That was a great arc. Okay, well, I just didn't realize that's who that was, but I thought he nailed everybody, including the Turtles. I thought there was probably my favorite thing in the book was at the very beginning when you had the Turtles fighting Batman. As always, when there's a misunderstanding between heroes, you know, you've got You've got hero shows up, meets other hero. It's a little bit cliche, but I still had a lot of fun with it. I loved that they were like, we're going to take him down. And Batman just like kind of smirks and says, you're welcome to try. And then just proceeds to just dismantle the entire Turtles crew. It was really well done. It was really fun. And then, of course, Splinter shows up. And I really enjoyed that. I think also it was a good fit when you think of what Batman villains go well with the Turtles. Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, however you want to pronounce it, was a really natural fit, I feel like, to fight the Turtles. Out of everybody they could have chosen,
Right.
I thought that made a lot of sense and it felt right. And of course, Batman versus the Shredder is something that I think a lot of fans have probably talked about over the years in terms of like fighting styles and power and all that. Have either one of you guys seen the animated film?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
It is phenomenal. It is based on this book, but it does definitely take some different twists and turns. But at the beginning of the movie, like really early on, there is like a 5-minute fight between Batman and the Shredder that is freaking amazing. Like even if you don't watch the movie, I would highly encourage anybody who's interested in either one of these series to just YouTube that fight scene. It will immediately make you want to go watch the movie because it was really fun and really well done.
All right, you answered D.H. McAdams' question. He was wondering how close it was to the comic, the animated movie.
So yeah, it's definitely loosely based on it, but they do some different things in the movie. The comic is a little bit more serious. Of course, it's still jokey, but the movie is definitely made for. It's not kiddish, but it's definitely in the line of kids' cartoon shows. I would guess maybe made for a 12-year-old. I don't know, 10 to 12-year-old. But because I like the characters, I thought it was just really fun. I had a lot of fun with it and highly encourage anybody to watch it.
When did it come out?
I want to say at the end of last year, possibly, or the beginning of this year. One of the two. And the one frustrating thing about the film is DC animated films have been really good about putting their animated films on the DC Universe app. But because they share a license with the Turtles, who are owned by Nickelodeon, at least to my knowledge so far, they've not put that film on the app. So your only real way to get that film is to either buy it in stores or on Amazon, which would probably be cheap, honestly, on Cyber Monday, or to pick up a digital code somewhere, which is what I did. I picked up a digital code, and it was well worth it. I've watched it, I think, twice now, and I'll probably watch it again today because it was really fun.
We already convinced D.H. McAdams. Well, that's it. Got to get the books now. That didn't take long. Yeah, so I thought this book was just a lot of fun. As someone who likes to get into the details and be analytical, there isn't a lot to analyze here. It was just like a summer blockbuster movie. Just turn your brain off for an hour or two, and you're going to have a lot of fun. Don't go into this book expecting a ton of deep themes and messages, even though there are heartfelt moments like we've already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to talk about the one where Batman is actually talking to Raph in the alley. He actually takes him to Crime Alley because, of course, Raphael doesn't really get along with Batman, which isn't really a big surprise. That always happens. And I like how he takes him to Crime Alley and walks him through what happened with his parents. And Batman says, "The worst thing imaginable happened right in front of my eyes when I was a child. All the rules of the world were broken. It took me decades to pull myself together into something new, something strong. A man who could overcome what had happened to him, but also a man who could work tirelessly to make sure that what happened to him would never happen to another family." And that is the essence of who Batman is. That's why I love Batman. Me and Jess have talked about this. It's not the gadgets, it's not the Batmobile. It's this man who's willing to sacrifice everything to help other people not experience what he experienced as an 8-year-old. And Tynion just really taps into that very quickly in a couple panels. And that was very, very impressive.
Yeah,
and I love that moment.
I think stories like this allow for some really fun and direct exposition by writers. And it can be either done really cheesy or really, really well, because they have a rare instance in which established characters that we know as readers are first introduced to other established characters we know as readers. And so when a writer has an opportunity to do that, their options are either do no real explanation and just assume that the story is going to flow without it, or in this case, do it really well, where you get a nice short summation of who these characters are, what they're about, and it's not overdone, and it's not cheesy, and it's not forced narration.
Yeah, I really like that the turtles weren't from our dimension or Batman's dimension. It was kind of weird to know that Batman, the turtles live in the same world. I like that it was like a different dimension, like Spider-Man. Yeah. That made it a lot more, I don't want to say believable. It's a comic book, but I think you know what I mean. Comic book believable.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cheesy, like Tyler said, if they didn't do it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Jeph, we've been dominating the conversation. What did you think?
No, I loved the whole thing, and I loved that Shredder got so beaten down that his helmet actually came off, and you could actually see his face.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of epic that here at the end, he was so beaten by Batman and I forget, what's the rat's name again?
Splinter.
Yeah, he got so whipped that you can see his face and his hair and everything, that they just whacked him right out of his helmet. And so they were going to take him back to their dimension, and Roz is panicking here, and Damien saying, "It's over, Father." I just thought that was, I don't know that I'd ever seen Shredder without his helmet. So I thought it humanized him a lot, or whatever he is. These other guys are lab animals come to life, and I think I assumed Shredder was something like that. But I guess he's a human reincarnated.
Yeah, he's just a human. I wanted to point out how fun I thought that all of the
I know those guys are great.
Yeah, the overall plot of what Roz and Shredder is doing is pretty silly, but I thought it fit the tone of the book. It's very Disney-esque, like a Disney villain plot.
Yeah, when they used the mutagen that was going to help the turtles, and they turned all the Arkham Asylum guys into mutagenates. Like,
is that a word?
It is now.
Okay. Mutagenates.
Like Tyler was just showing you there.
That's going to be just his creator own book. He's going to make himself mutagens, mutagenates.
So, tell me this: what did you guys think about the art in the series? I'm interested.
I wasn't a huge fan, to be honest.
Oh, really? I liked it a lot.
Let me show you a picture of why I didn't love his rendition of Batman. Look at Batman here. He looks huge and chunky. He looks more like Bane than Batman.
Oh.
I thought Freddie Williams' art was much better when it came to the Turtles. Whenever he was doing Batman's villains, I didn't think it looked as good. Like, his Turtles are really good, I think. I just don't think his art services Batman and the DC characters as much as the Turtles. I thought it was serviceable. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just didn't think it was amazing. What about you, Tyler? What's that?
I was going to see what Jess thought, or I can go either way.
What about you?
How he did the mutagenates. He drew them well.
Yeah, I agree with Taylor. I felt like his real people was not his strength, but the anthropomorphic characters, I felt like he did a great job on. So overall, I had mixed results. I think part of it for me also is I wasn't a huge fan of the coloring.
You were or weren't?
I was not. The way the coloring was done, there's a lot of shadows and a lot of, I don't know, I just wasn't a big fan of all the colors. I thought, again, the turtles I thought looked pretty good, but it would not be my top choice for coloring. So
yeah, look at the Batmobile here. I think it's really ties into what Tyler's saying. See the Batmobile. It might not be the best because of my screen here. But the Batmobile looks kind of weird.
Tilt it down.
Well, sorry.
Let me
but anyway,
I thought the colors kind of pop though. They're really quite they're quite primal colors, which I kind of like.
It's almost like it's the way that he tries to make the image, that whoever's doing it tries to make the image 3D. So it's not necessarily the colors that are used. And maybe it's just a function of the art combined with the coloring. I'm not sure. I just felt like it was almost like parts of it were going for a realistic look in terms of colors and color schemes. And then part of it, I felt like with the turtles did pop really well, but it didn't hit for me. I don't know. It just wasn't a home run for me on that aspect. I did, however, absolutely love this Eastman cover. I really enjoyed seeing all the variant covers here, but this Kevin Eastman cover, who was Eastman and Laird created the turtles. I thought that was really fun.
He's awful.
You don't like him?
Who's awful?
No, I'm messing with you.
I was like, he's so good. I mean, it definitely is a style to get used to, but some of these covers were really fun. There's one right here with Shredder in his helmet and the reflection of the turtles and Batman in his helmet that I thought was really cool.
Yeah, so overall I thought the art was serviceable, but it wasn't my favorite. I thought it was much better when it came to the turtles and some of the more cartoonish moments. But during some of the more serious moments, especially with Batman, it kind of wasn't hitting with me.
Okay.
I think I would like this artist a lot better on a strictly TMNT book. I think he'd work better in that way. Okay. I also had a hard time believing that the turtles and Splinter got into the Batcave so easily. It was like, come on.
Me. I was like,
they kind of explain it, but not really. Again, this is a
You're a true Batman fan.
I am a true Batman fan. Bruce is the smartest, he's the most tactical and prepared hero of all time. They get into his cave so easily. It kind of explains why they got in, but I always tell Jess, I have to suspend my disbelief in a book only so far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I go into each book with a different suspense of disbelief based on what's presented to me, and this was just a little bit too far. And I get it having to happen for the plot to move forward, but give me a couple extra panels on how this happened. I even had the same thought with Snyder's run, how easily the Joker got into the cave.
Yeah.
I wish there had been more going into that, because it should be the most fortified place in the entire world, more than Fort Knox. And there's like, oh, we're just going to crawl in real quick. And that was it. I forget how Tinian explained it away, but it wasn't enough for me.
Yeah.
Again, Jess always accuses me of overthinking, but that's just what I do.
Well, that's why I kind of need you on the show, because I underthink. And you overthink, so we make a good team, because I just accept things at face value. I just read them and I just accept them. Am I echoing right now?
No, you sound fine.
Okay.
So beautiful.
I just read them and accept them, and I just am like, oh, okay, they made it into the cave. That's cool. Splinter must be really smart, so he let him in there, and so I didn't even give it a second thought. So I think you're a good counterpoint to me, because a lot of times I read comic books and just go, oh, okay, that is how it happened. And so I think you're a good counterbalance to my just accepting things as they happen.
And Tasty Melon, who has Gabe's profile pic, Scotty Young would be a great artist for this title. I'm fully behind that.
Totally agree. 100%.
That would be awesome. I'm not sure about him doing Batman, but the Turtles would be phenomenal with him.
Oh boy, yeah.
So what do you guys think about, there's two more, right? There's two more. There's at least one more crossover.
There's a second volume which is out right now, and the third volume comes out next year.
Okay, so here's my question, and this is something that we ask a lot on our show when Jess and I review books. Was it compelling? Did you find this story compelling to the point where you would want to read the second and possibly the third?
I'll put it this way. I found the character dynamics compelling enough to make me want to read the second. The story was just somewhat average and middling, but the character dynamics and how they gelled together was great. Like you said, the whole Batman TMNT thing could have been very cheesy, but it worked very well. So I will be reading the second volume.
I'm going to need something more than just going up against Shredder. because that's all they do really so far in these books is go up against Shredder. So I'm going to need a new opponent or some kind of new trouble or new situation for them to both attack. If they go up again against Shredder, then I'm going to be really disappointed because
I think
they've
Bane's
already.
the next villain.
Oh, Bane
I'm
is?
pretty sure Bane is the next major villain. I remember seeing the cover on Amazon. He's really prominent on the cover.
Okay, now that I'm interested in, seeing the Turtles take on Bane. Yeah, okay, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, obviously I found it compelling, but I love everything about the Turtles. So, that was almost going to be a given. It was going to have to be really bad for me not to want to read the next one.
I really want to read that main series by IDW, but the volumes, there's so many of them, and they're actually, even though IST has great prices, it's still expensive. And you
per issue, it is very expensive per issue.
It's like $35 with the discount on IST.
Mm-hmm.
And I know IDW doesn't let them do as many discounts, but it's just a lot of money and time to put into those books, even though I want to read them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great. Jess and I have read the first 2 volumes, and we're about to read the third.
I thought we read the first 3. We've only read the first 2?
I think we've only read 2. I think that's why everyone's mad, Jess. That's why everyone's rioting.
I'm mad too then. We've only read 2 of them?
Yeah,
everyone's mad because Tyler chose X-Force, 90s X-Force over TMNT.
I know, that was pretty shameful. But it was so good. It was Rob
the one
Liefeld.
that no one asked for.
It was Rob Liefeld. Yeah, it was.
I think Tyler sat there one day and said, "What is a video that nobody wants to hear?"
Yeah, exactly. It's like the main
run make people mad.
No one, and then it's just we should read 90s X-Force. Yep, pretty much accurate. That's an accurate meme. The other big crossover that happens that would be fun to read that I'm looking forward to greatly is Justice League Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned that in the chat.
There's Justice League Black Hammer too.
Ooh,
crossover book. Did you know about that, Jess?
I did not know about that.
I have heard about the Justice League Power Rangers though. So
I think the point here is that DC is willing to work with literally anybody but Marvel. like we'll do a crossover with the Power Rangers before we'll do another Marvel DC crossover.
They learned their lesson from the amalgamation.
Yeah. Hey, don't hate on that.
What was it? Dark Claw?
Wolverine, yeah, Dark Claw.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so bad.
Dark Claw and Spider.
I was seeing that as a 10-year-old thinking it was so cool, but as a 29-year-old, it's so dumb.
Yep. Absolutely. Spider Boy and all the good ones, dude. That was great. So funny. That would be a fun one to go back and read.
I was happy that the Joker wasn't the main villain in this book because that would have been easy. I think that would have probably made Jess mad. He's kind of jokered out at this point.
I am. Yeah.
So we'll have to have Tyler on again in the future to do the second, maybe whenever the 3rd volume comes out, we'll do the second 2.
Yeah, that'd be great. And you guys should seriously consider getting that animated film if you do another animated film episode review, if you watch multiple films or anything again. It was definitely worth watching.
Okay, that sounds good.
Any other final thoughts before we move forward and do some Q&A?
I definitely recommend this book to anybody who wants to have fun. It is an extremely fun book. I loved it.
And it's not that expensive.
So you both have different editions. Jess has the deluxe edition, right?
I didn't even realize there was a deluxe edition out. I have to upgrade. So I got the hardcover right when it came out and just ignored everything else.
That's why there was so much confusion in preparing for this video because there's so many different formats of that first book. There's the deluxe, there's a standard hardcover, and the standard trade paperbacks.
So this is the standard hardcover. You've got the deluxe. I will be upgrading to the deluxe absolutely now after the show.
They're all on Hoopla. So if you want to give it a try, read on Hoopla like I did.
Without the...
Ooh, that looks good.
But Jess is in kind of a predicament, though, because they don't have a second deluxe edition available yet.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough.
So I don't know. He might have to wait for the second one to come out or just standardize hardcover and have it look weird on his shelf.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding, Jess?
Metal.
It would be on a pile on your floor anyway.
I think I have a solution to that. My piles, I'm going to take my table that everything's sitting on, and I'm going to make have a bookcase in the middle, and put my computer on the bookcase and have my chair up against that.
That's a good idea.
Now I won't have any room for my legs, so I'm probably gonna have to move my computer closer to the edge of right here and scoot my chair back, so I have place for my legs. But that will give me an island of books in the middle of the room. So I'm looking for that. That may help me with some of the piles in my house.
And Jess is still on the lookout for Stumptown, which is somewhere in his room. It maybe they disappeared, or Omar swiped them when he was there.
I'm leaning towards Omar.
He has sticky hands. He has very sticky hands.
He does.
Jess, just watch his collection video and zoom in on Stumptown and see if they look like yours. Just see if they look like your copies.
Oh, those were books I really wanted to read. I actually don't know why they ended up in boxes in the unfinished part of the basement, and I don't know why I can't find them now, because there's only like 10 boxes of books, and they're not in any of them. And I did not give them away. I did not throw them away. I really want to read Stumptown, and they're not in any of those boxes. And yeah. I am not.
Send Jess your thoughts and your prayers and your good vibes.
Don't send me One Piece. Send me Stumptown.
Yeah, didn't everyone want to send you all 92 volumes of One Piece?
That's what Gabe's trying to get him to do.
Oh man, Gabe liking manga is the single worst thing that's happened to OmniBros in 2 years. It's the worst thing that happened since your laptop, since Little Nemo. It's the worst tragedy.
That was amazing.
Every single Monday night at around the 1 hour mark, I tune out hard. And I only watch to see Jess's face in pain.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
Those nights are so long now.
Didn't I send you a picture of what you look like, Jess, on Monday night? You look like you were gonna die.
Yeah, because now he stops at every book where he used to go, "Ooh, gross! This is gay. This is Omar and Geo stuff. Let's just zip right through it." I'm like, okay, night's over. And now he stops at every single one. Oh boy.
All right, so before we get into some Q&A time, Jess, do you want to set up the giveaway? Start getting that ball rolling?
Oh, sure.
Give people some time to get in.
Awesome Comics fan. Oh, you want to? Okay, yeah. Let me get my email's open. Let me post my email. The books I'm giving away, this is by Awesome Comics Fan. He sent me several very rare books that he was going to sell, and he said, I'd rather just give them away. And he said, Jess, why don't you give them away on your show? So this is the last book I have to give away from this awesome guy who does not want to be named. And this is the last book. It is Acts of Vengeance Crossovers, which is out of print. And I'm going to toss in my Guardians of the Galaxy by Jerry Duggan. And that will be a package that I will give away. If you are interested in getting this package.
Tyler's throwing me off.
He's.
Oh, come on.
I'm just sitting here. What are you talking about?
I don't know if you saw it, Jess.
I don't think I saw it.
He's like the unruly student in class trying to make everybody else laugh while the teacher turns around and see what's going on.
Oh, I'm going to put my email address down right here. OmniDogsVault2@gmail.com. If you're interested in winning those books, I'll send them to you. Send them to OmniDogs Vault. Send your name to OmniDogsVault2@gmail.com, and then I'll use a random number generator to pick a winner at the end of the show. So again, it's Acts of Vengeance Crossovers, which is out of print, and Guardians of the Galaxy by Jerry Duggan, which is a good book, but I didn't see myself rereading it, so it was in the giveaway pile. If I don't think I'm going to reread it, I give it away.
I don't know how you pay attention on your shows with Tyler, Jess.
I usually don't give books away that take my eyes off them.
So everybody, now's the time to get in your questions. It doesn't have to be about Batman. You obviously are free to ask your Batman questions. It can be about action figures. Jess and Tyler are both into action figures. As you can see, Tyler's holding one up right now. Comics, video games, anything entertainment related. Give us your questions.
Subject line can be book giveaway to collector.
It's a good question. Subject lines are very important in emails. You don't want to come on too strong. You don't want to give everything away. You want to get them wanting more, but you don't want to seem like spam. It's a very complicated situation, subject line.
I do hate when people put the body of the message in the subject line.
Yeah, it's terrible, right? Like,
or it's all caps.
Learn how to write a good subject.
I hate when I give something away, like the IST gift card on OmniBros, when they're rude about it, when the body of the thing is just gimme. I'm like, okay, you are out of this. I'm deleting your email immediately.
That's horrible.
Say that? Gimme.
That's horrible. I really hate when you can't find those 2 droids you're looking for. It is just so annoying.
What?
When you're looking for those 2 droids and you just can't find them anywhere. It's a Star Wars reference, Jess.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out how you work that in there.
Yeah.
I think he's high on sugar right now.
I think he is too. He's done nothing but eat sugar all day.
Wait, Tyler, how old are you again? 19? 15?
23.
Oh, I don't think that's true, but okay.
I wish it was true.
It's like I was telling Jeff. Sometimes I forget he's at the age that he is. I sometimes think he's the same age as me, but just with silver hair. It's the same with you. I forget that you're, 30-something?
Yeah, I'm 30-something. That's accurate.
I'm the young guy here. Nice.
You are. You're such a young gun. That's why I bring you in. You're young, good-looking, fresh meat boy. All right.
Whoa, take it easy.
Whoa.
Sorry, guys.
Don't get taken off YouTube.
That was Prison Tower talking. We don't talk about him.
All right, so McCaven Comics, have you guys read Batman Kings of Fear or the current Batman universe? I have not read Batman Universe by Brian Michael Bendis. I am looking forward to reading that when it comes out in collected edition next year, because I'm a collected editions guy. I don't read single issues. And Batman Kings of Fear, I'm trying to think of who did that. Do you know, Jess?
Batman Kings of Fear.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. Oh, okay. Let me see.
Scott Peterson.
Okay, Scott Peterson and Kelly Jones. A 6-issue miniseries.
Kelly Jones. Right. Okay, I can picture that book.
Do you have it?
No, I don't like Kelly Jones.
Okay. You don't like the big-eared Batman with like the 10-foot tall ears?
I really don't.
Yeah, I feel like Kelly Jones can be decent. I never love his art, but yeah, his Batman is kind of strange.
And his Dead Man is very weird.
There's no way his Batman could walk through a regular-sized door and not hit his ears off the top of the door. Is this a new miniseries? Is this an old miniseries? I'm not sure.
The Collector, have you entered the giveaway? Because I don't see your name in there.
Hayden McGee, a Star Wars Ninja Turtles crossover would be amazing. I don't know how it would work, but I need it. I don't know about that one. I don't think that would blend very well.
I mean, they did a live-action Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover, so anything's possible.
And I was watching that Toys That Made Us episode, and they talked about that live-action show that you were just talking about, Power Rangers, and they had a girl Ninja Turtle, and it didn't work, and people hated it.
She's the worst. Venus is the worst. Quite literally, the worst.
Yeah, I'm not The Collector. I'm not seeing you in there under that name.
Ryan Tam is my name, Doc Collector says.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not seeing it. Let me refresh it.
Would you guys want to see Tom Taylor writing a Batman book?
Oh yeah, he wrote an annual last year that was an amazing issue. It was all from Alfred's perspective, and it was great. And Jess and I have been going back and forth about Deceased, that DC book about the DC universe becoming zombies. Jess and I aren't big zombie guys, but we've heard it's amazing from other people. I know Faria is gushing over it, but Jess and Faria kind of have a difference of opinion about a lot of different things in comics world. They're really good friends in real life, but they're frenemies when it comes to comic books.
Yeah, we kind of are. Make sure The Collector, make sure it's OmniDogs Vault 2 at gmail.com. OmniDogsVault2@gmail.com because somebody already got one.
T2 says Daredevil and TMNT crossover. That would work really well because TMNT is borrowed heavily from Daredevil.
That's it. Takes place in the same universe. If you ask Eastman and Laird, the same goop that blinded Matt Murdock and gave him his abilities also was the mutagen that transformed the Turtles.
So technically, this crossover book we just read is crossed over with the Marvel Universe.
That's right. Yeah, it is.
Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. It is kind of funny though when you think about how big of fans they were of Daredevil. Like they did, like you said, borrow so heavily from so many things, like the foot, the hand, things like that. That I don't think that the creators of Turtles ever imagined it would blow up like it did as fast as it did.
Oh no, they drew it as a joke. They're trying to make each other laugh.
So funny.
That's what the show at least said. And I remember listening to an interview a while back with Brian Michael Bendis. Him and Ed Brubaker wanted to cross over Batman and Daredevil.
Oh,
because that was back when Brubaker was on Batman, and
that would have been
Daredevil,
amazing.
But DC wouldn't go for it. Marvel was all for it. Joe Quesada was like, "Go for it," but the editors of DC were not for it.
Man, that would have been so great.
And Bendis called them out of the con, and it didn't work.
In the Turtles episode that you were telling me about, I'm not sure if they talked about it, but the first two issues of Turtles were printed on just like a printer in their garage, which makes it extremely difficult to find an authentic first edition first issue. There's just a ton of counterfeits out there, and you really have to know your stuff.
Yeah, there wasn't many. It was like 3,000, right?
Right. It was a super small print run, and because of the way it was printed, it's really easy to replicate. And so there's a lot of fakes out there, and you really got to know how to spot the difference. Like you wouldn't want to go into a con and just be like, a Turtles won, sweet, let me throw down some cash. Like you would really want to know.
You'd want it CGC'd.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you would want to know exactly what you were looking for. Matthew's emailing you drawings of Psylocke. I hope you're okay with that, Jeph.
I am. Matthew, we're giving away books, Guardians of the Galaxy and Acts of Vengeance crossovers. So if you want to send your name to OmniDogsVault2@gmail.com, I'm going to use a random number generator at the end of the show. Right now it's question and answer.
I guess I'm looking down. Tyler keeps making me laugh. Well, Tyler, I have to ask you a question. Going back to the 90s with the original TMNT movies, which movie is your favorite out of the three?
My favorite is actually the second, which is really funny because
Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, Secret of the Ooze that came out when I was probably, I'm guessing 8 or 9. And I thought it was so cool because it had Keno, who was a new character for the film. He's like this pizza delivery guy who's awesome at karate and meets up with the Turtles, and they fight the Shredder, and Vanilla Ice has a song in the movie. And so at the time as a kid, I just thought it was so good and so fun. And it's really funny going back and rewatching those films as an adult, realizing that like the first film, they did a really good job of trying to be as serious with it as they could. And of course, the prosthetic suits were fantastic. They were, I believe, made by Jim Henson, if I'm not mistaken.
They were
just fantastically done. And the second film, when they went to make the second film, you guys probably already know this, especially the viewers at home, but when they went to make the second film, the studio was like, hey, the first film was a little too dark. Like, we want to lighten it up. So they actually go out of their way to have the Turtles not use their real weapons in the second film and make it much more goofy. Like, there's a scene at the beginning where the Turtles are fighting in like a shopping center / subway area in New York. And the Turtles have their real weapons, but they're grabbing things like foam hands. And Michelangelo grabs like these sausage links and it's like flipping them around and hitting the foot. It's just ridiculous. But when I was a kid, I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. So that was my favorite.
Jess, do you know what the Vanilla Ice song was in that movie? For 100 points.
The only Vanilla Ice song I know is Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, it's Jess. Come on, man.
Tyler, you're the most musical out of all of us. Why don't you do a rendition for us?
Oh, man. I don't know that I could do that for you today.
Oh, come on.
Oh, let's see. How does it go? It goes, go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. All right, stop. It's the green machine. Gonna get down like some turtle scene. Have you ever seen a turtle get down? Slam and jam to the new swing sound. It's so good. You got to watch it. It's classic. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. And like the turtles are out there on the dance floor fighting / dancing, and it's so good.
Jess, if you had had a boy, you probably would have seen these movies.
You're probably right. You're probably exactly right.
I think you wouldn't have been able to avoid it in the 90s if you had a boy.
Oh, it's just, it was everywhere. Like any kid who grew up in the 90s, late 80s or early 90s, especially boys, were just in love and inundated with turtles. I made a post in the Omnibus Collector Comic Swap and Community message group, and I had discovered a picture that my mom had sent me of me meeting the Ninja Turtles at Universal Studios.
Oh, wow.
And I was 6, I believe. And it was me and Raphael with the turtle van in the background. And I was laughing because my mom had me wearing pinstripe monogram shorts with my name embroidered in the shorts. And it was so horrible. I'm like, Mom,
so funny.
But it was just
so funny.
Well, I asked in that post, I asked people, and this would be something I would love for you guys to leave down in the comments if you're watching this video later. When was your first exposure to Ninja Turtles? I would love to know like what your experience with Turtles was, and Batman for that matter. When did you first get exposed to Turtles or Batman?
Batman 55 years ago. Turtles 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, for me, for Turtles, it was the original 1990 movie. Was it 1990 or was it earlier than that? I can't remember. It was around that time. That was my first exposure. Then I watched the cartoon. I really want to get into the comics. Like I said, I hope to get into it in the future. And since this is a Batman show, Tyler, let me ask you, what is your favorite Batman comic or some of your favorite Batman comics?
My favorite Batman story arc is Hush. I had just gotten back into comics. So I collected comics. My first comic actually was Daredevil, the Man Without Fear miniseries.
That's phenomenal.
It was amazing. One of my friends showed up to school, Oliver Hodge, showed up to school with it and was like, dude, check this out. And I had been watching Spider-Man, the animated series, and X-Men, the animated series, and Batman, the animated series. So I liked the idea of comic book characters. And he said, hey, check this out. They got this at the dollar store. You can get all 6 issues for $2. It was a bundle. So my mom took me there. I got it, read it, loved it. And shortly thereafter began, this was back in the day. You guys might remember this, especially if you've been collecting for a long time, but back in those days and long before then, they had something you could cut out and mail in to get issues mailed to your house. So like if you didn't want to go to a comic book shop, they would just mail them straight to you from the publisher. So I had ripped that page out and I had Superboy, Impulse, Young Justice, and Spider-Man all coming to my house. So I collected till I was maybe in the 6th or 7th grade, and then stopped. And then once I got a car and a driver's license, I started going to the comic book shop. And right around that time was when Jim Lee had just gone to DC and was just starting the Hush run. And I was reading it when it came out. I was about 16 years old. And that run, I don't know if I'll ever be able to recapture the feelings that run gave me.
Did you have monogram shorts at that time?
My mom still made me wear monogram shorts. She
had that bowl cut from 2003.
Absolutely. Yeah, my hair was
the turtleneck.
Horrible mess.
And the Walter White moccasins.
Absolutely. Those are still classy. You know those are classy. So I was going month to month, and it was the mystery of who Hush was. And this is a spoiler alert for Hush. If you haven't read it and you don't want to know a spoiler, mute this for the next 20 seconds. But the issue where Hush takes off his mask in the graveyard and it's Jason Todd, but it turned out that in the story it was Clayface posing as Jason Todd. But the fan reaction would later be the basis for Jason Todd actually returning. That moment when I thought they had brought Jason Todd back and that he was Hush, I lost my mind. I thought it was the greatest thing. I bought 3 copies of that comic book.
Yeah, that's funny. That's my least favorite part of that book.
Is it really? That's so
I
funny.
hate that. Yeah, because then
like,
they retconned it later and said, oh, he did come in and fight for a little bit, then he came out. And it was just like, oh, I just thought that part of the book is where it really slowed down and really didn't make any sense. But to a younger, I read Hush when I was older. So to you, when you're younger, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was young into comics. I loved it, and I thought, and that was like that issue. I had the next issue I had imagined in my mind was Jason being like, "I'm the mastermind. I've done it all. I'm back. I'm a bad guy." And of course, the story didn't go that way. But I still think that would have been an incredible end to that story. If that was the way they brought Jason back and that was the moment that he came back, I would have really, really enjoyed that. But that was because of the emotions and the excitement that I had reading month to month and trying to figure out who Hush was. That was probably my favorite Batman story.
All right, cool. And Hayden McGee asked, what do we think about the Hush animated movie? I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
I haven't seen it. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But I heard it's
changed a lot.
Different. Yeah, I heard it's way different than the comics.
I wanted to show Hayden McGee this. I got it in the mail. Because of Hayden McGee, I got this in the mail.
Ooh.
What's that head with the big eyes?
I don't know. It's
terrifying.
It's
that's almost as terrifying as Lou as a woman.
I know. I don't know what it is. It's I don't know, but the figure itself is really good. The face sculpt is really nice, but I don't know what that
terrifying. It's freaking me out.
Very odd.
Are you guys having a Action Figure Friday episode soon? Next week?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Anything can happen.
Okay. So Crazy Jane asked, did you guys get any great Black Friday deals? What about you guys?
I did not. My daughter changed her mind twice about what video game she wanted to play. And it turns out it wasn't on sale. I want to get Jedi Fallen Order. And it wasn't on sale. It was on sale for a little bit, and then Black Friday came and it stopped being on sale. So so we're just going to download it for the full price and play it. And
but you got a bunch of comics on IST's Black Friday sale.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I ordered some more today.
Oh, wow. So
yeah, I can go over that.
Yeah, I can go over what I got. Because I made an order yesterday to take advantage, because it was like what, 40? Actually, some of my books were 48% off.
Yeah, mine too.
48%, yeah, which is awesome.
Definitely had to take advantage of that. I believe what I got the second volume of Descender, that hardcover, because I love that series so much. It's one of my favorite creator-owned books. Really excited to finally complete that run. I got several Bendis crime books because Jess and I are going to be doing a Bendis show soon on Crime Corner. So I got Jinx, Torso, Goldfish, and Fire. And then Jess super baited me hard on a book called Hadrian's Wall. And he promised me that it wouldn't be the next Matador. Like me and Jess had our first big fight about. And Jess promised me, he's like, I promise it's not the next Matador. I promise you. So our friendship is riding on the recommendation.
Hadrian's Wall is awesome. I have it right here. Hadrian's Wall. Everyone read this book. It is fantastic.
And Jess and I are hoping to do a video about that and Fuse very soon.
Yeah, Fuse is great too. Yeah, Hadrian's Wall is great.
Tyler, did you get anything for Black Friday or around Black Friday?
I got a lot of video games and one book, the only book, the most important book, Spider-Man Ben Reilly Omnibus Volume 1.
Oh. They hear you say that's the most important book.
I done did it, boys. I done did it.
You could have bought cocaine with that money. That would have been a better use of your money.
How dare you? Ben Reilly is a saint.
Let me guess, you're a fan of the Clone Saga.
Of course.
Oh, Tyler.
As this horrible and convoluted and drawn out and terrible as it was.
I think Tyler's stuck in the 90s.
I am. It's true. Pretty much everything in the 90s is just rose-colored with nostalgia for me. So like I have the critical thinker inside of me who reads the book and goes, yeah, they really botched this. But I have the nostalgic rose-colored glasses inside of me who's like, who cares? It's awesome. Ben Reilly's the best.
Here's a legit question, and then I will tell you what I ordered today for Black Friday. Hi guys, are all the stories in the Batman, Jeph Loeb, and Tim Sale omnibus good? That's subjective, but we'll give you an answer.
I think they're all excellent. I love. A couple weeks ago, me and Jess talked about Long Halloween on one video about our favorite villains and their best books, or our favorite books of those villains. And Long Halloween was on there for me for Two-Face. That's the definitive origin of Two-Face, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Haunted Night is very good. It's just a bunch of one-shots. And Dark Victory is good. It's not as good as the Long Halloween. It kind of follows the same template and the same beats for the plot, but it's still excellent. And When in Rome, that Catwoman series is also good. So I think it's all excellent stuff. I know Jess isn't the biggest Tim Sale fan, but I'm a big fan of his art because it's very different and unique.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to get it. Everyone needs to have Long Halloween in their collection. If you're a
That's the only one I've read, but I really enjoyed it.
Because me and Jess decided the 4 most popular Batman books that almost every comic collector has is probably Long Halloween, Hush, Year One, and Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are evergreen. They're always going to be collected. Most people have them. Do you have them, Tyler?
Yeah, I have them, and I totally agree with that list. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think almost every Batman fan or comic fan has those in their collection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hayden McGee agrees with you, Tyler. Clone Saga is pretty good.
Yeah, but did you see the caveat he gave you?
Don't read that. There's no reason to read that. This
I don't think the Catwoman movie is that bad. Oh, Hayden McGee, we love you and we appreciate your support, but you might need to get some help. That movie had nothing to do with Catwoman or Selena Kyle. She wasn't even named Selena Kyle.
But there was an awesome basketball scene that we now can watch over and over again.
I think Halle Berry is the worst actor to win an Academy Award.
Yeah, she's up there.
I never saw that movie.
She was fine in John Wick 3, but she barely talked or had a role in it. So she
haven't seen that one.
I've seen bits and pieces of Catwoman, and that was enough.
Me too. I've never seen the whole thing.
I remember listening to Ed Brubaker talk about it whenever him and Cameron Stewart were going to go see Catwoman because they were writing and drawing Catwoman at the same time. Like, why bother? It looks horrible. We're not going to watch it. They wrote one of the best Catwoman series of all time, and the movie that came out was total garbage. Sorry, Hayden McGee. We love you, but I'll disagree with you on that one.
My Black Friday purchases for today, I made some Friday, but today's were Barbarella Volume 1, Barbarella Volume 2, Black Hammer Streets of Spiral trade paperback. I'm pretty sure I don't own their short story collections from various places. I'm pretty sure I don't have any of them. Cowl trade paperback 1 and 2. That's from the people who did Hadrian's Wall.
Let me know how you like that.
Cowl?
Yeah, because I really like Kyle Higgins.
Okay.
He's writing Power Rangers.
Right, and he also did that one book you liked about the Cold War, right, Jess? What's that book called? I think you talked about it.
Dead Letter?
Yeah, wasn't that? I can't remember what it was called.
No, wait.
About the Cold War Spy or something. I remember you talking about it.
Dead. Oh, shoot. Yeah, let me look it up after I finish this. Yeah, no, I love that book. Dead Hand.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that's really good.
That was awesome. Deadpool versus Old Man Logan, Old Man Hawkeye, Volume 1 and 2.
There's a Deadpool versus Old Man Logan?
Yeah.
This I did not know, but am very interested in.
And every single crossover with Deadpool and Wolverine exists. There's so many Deadpool and Wolverine books.
And then Old Man Logan, Volumes 1 through 10.
Oh, wow.
I decided to commit because a bunch of them are by Jeph Lemire, and I just cannot get over how much I love Jeph Lemire's writing. I love it. I love it.
I definitely agree with you there. And Hayden McGee says that the Catwoman movie is terrible, but that's what makes it great. And there are certain movies that I know are bad, but I still like to watch them, and I call them midnight movies. They're movies that you watch like really late at night when you're falling in and out of sleep. What do you think the best like bad movie is? The best like midnight movie that you know it's like a guilty pleasure? I think for me, one of my favorites is Punisher Warzone. Like that's not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh,
but it's so much fun though.
is that the one where he blows the guy up in midair with his
Yeah,
rock?
he really punches a guy in the face and his fist goes through his face.
Yeah, I just watched that a few months ago. That was an awesome movie.
Yeah, but
I like the movie.
It's like not the best quality movie, but it's just a lot of goofy fun. Like it's just turn your mind off and you're gonna have a lot of fun.
I agree with that.
He's swinging from the chandelier, shooting people.
Yeah,
mine would be Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Okay, that movie came out when I was 12 years old, and that actually got me into reading Daredevil because Daredevil is my second favorite character, and my dog is named Murdoch, so I was like Daredevil. And I loved that movie because I was 12 years old. But now looking back, I'm like, ooh, that was pretty bad compared to the Netflix show, especially. But I could see how that's a midnight guilty pleasure.
Mm-hmm. And it spawned the greatest movie of all time, Elektra. So.
Yeah, that and Catwoman are in the running for the worst female-led superhero movie.
How dare you? Jennifer Garner is a treasure.
I hated in Daredevil. They gave her those green contact lenses that looked.
I know.
Why? It was so weird. Like all Greek people have green eyes or something.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense at all. Jess, do you have a favorite midnight movie? Or a favorite like guilty pleasure movie?
Well, The Room is my favorite worst movie ever.
Understandable.
Yeah, very much
so.
What a story, Jess.
Sorry?
What a story, Jess. The Disaster Artist was amazing. You only watch that movie.
I wanted to see that. I never saw it.
Tyler, you have to watch it. For those of you who don't know, The Disaster Artist is the story behind how The Room got made, and it's written and directed and starring James Franco, who does an amazing job as Tommy Wiseau.
It was so great.
That was an excellent movie.
I've seen The Room probably 15 times. The next time I see it, I'm going to wear my tux and take a football, and I'm going to start tossing it around during that scene. That Disaster Artist was such a good movie.
It really was.
It was.
Hayden McGee asked if any of us watched the new Harley Quinn show. Have you watched that yet, Jess?
I have it queued up, and I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow morning before I watch 4 episodes of The Mandalorian or whatever.
It's been excellent so far. I'm loving it.
That's what I hear.
Have you been spoiled? Because there's so many GIFs and memes on the internet. I don't know how it hasn't been spoiled for you yet.
All I know is there's a baby Yoda. That's all.
That's the big spoiler, yeah. But there's no way to avoid that on the internet. That's like 5 baby Yodas an hour.
Yeah, you're not going to get away from that.
Yeah. No, I'm okay.
But it's a great TV show, Jess. And you still need to keep up with Batman, though.
I know. I've fallen off. I got to get back on.
Batman the animated series. Jess is watching that right now, Tyler. Trying to get through all of it. We're trying to do a video hopefully next year, next year sometime. That's
awesome. It's incredible. And likewise, Batman Beyond is amazing.
Yeah, so I don't have DC Universe, so I can't watch Harley Quinn. I wasn't into the Titans TV show. Wasn't my cup of tea when I had the free trial. But I've heard the other shows are pretty good.
I know Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol are supposed to be great.
Well, the thing about Swamp Thing that makes me not want to watch it, it's just one season. They're not making it anymore.
Same here. I haven't watched it, but that just killed my motivation to watch it.
I don't want to invest my time in it.
Yeah. I've been burned by too many shows that I was really excited for that got canceled at one season.
Well, that's the worst whenever you're in the middle of a show you really like and you find out it was canceled, or you find out like it was canceled years ago and you didn't know about it.
Now, with that attitude, I would have never watched the season of Firefly.
Well, they did finish it out with Serenity, though, the movie.
Yeah, you got a movie.
That's a little bit different. True. So they did finish it out.
There you go.
So, Jess, do you want to figure out the winner of the giveaway?
Oh, yeah. Let me do the...
People are waiting on bated breath. Matthew Mongi says, I like Titans and Swamp Thing. Doom Patrol wasn't my thing. All right. I've heard Doom Patrol's good.
I've heard Doom Patrol's amazing. Now, I'll say Titans, from what I heard, has gotten a lot better.
I saw, I don't want to spoil it, but I think DC's posted it on their Facebook he's now Nightwing now, Dick Grayson. And so his suit looks pretty cool. And that's the first live action Nightwing I think we've had, right? I can't think of any other. Did he ever appear on that Birds of Prey TV show?
I don't think so.
Jess, did you ever watch that show when it came out? Birds of Prey?
I did not.
You did not miss out.
Jess is really excited for the new Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie.
Oh, boy.
Good for you, Jess. Good for you. Somebody should be.
He's really not, though.
I'm not. The winner is Tasty Melon, the Gabe avatar guy. Joel is his name. So Joel, Tasty Melon, you need to email me your mailing address and I will send you the books. Congratulations, Tasty Melon, Joel, that uses Gabe's Tasty Melon as your avatar.
Yeah, how many people are using Gabe's picture now? Isn't it like 2 or 3? But not as many as yours. Yours is still the most popular.
That's hilarious.
We all just need to have pictures of Omni Bros as our profile pictures.
Yeah, Tasty Melon, send me your mailing address, and I will be happy to send you the books.
Congrats, Tasty Melon. And also congrats to Joe Chip, who has excellent taste in hats and says he enjoys my hat.
Doc Collector brings up an excellent movie, which I just watched a couple of days ago, The Irishman by Martin Scorsese. That was an amazing movie.
It's good.
3.5 hours long, so you had to carve out a significant chunk of your time. My wife at the end of it was like, I never thought that movie would be over. Because she wasn't paying attention. It wasn't really her cup of tea of a movie, but she was like, oh, I can't believe it's over. That was my whole afternoon. But it was excellent. It was one of my favorite Martin Scorsese movies.
That's what I hear. Both Lou and Omar have seen it.
I would say the de-aging technology looks good on Joe Pesci and Al Pacino. Robert De Niro didn't always work for me, but I was able to get past it.
It's pretty amazing technology.
Yeah, I think that they gave Robert De Niro blue eyes and it looked so weird. It looked like he was a corpse sometimes, but it was really good. And all three of them, excellent performances. If you like Goodfellas, A Casino, The Departed, Mean Streets, if you've seen all those, it's an excellent capstone to his gangster saga.
Interesting.
It's much different because Goodfellas, Casino, very fast moving, a lot of music. This movie is very contemplative, very quiet. It's very sad. It's very introspective. It's much different. It's obviously an older filmmaker exploring themes he explored when he was in his 20s and 30s and 40s. It's excellent.
But is it cinema?
It is cinema. See, here's the thing. I don't know why people get so up in arms about it. Do any of us think that Martin Scorsese was going to watch Marvel movies? Like, come on. Who really thinks that? He's 77 years old. Like, I don't know why people get so upset about that.
I didn't get upset because I didn't pay attention to it.
I think he was just saying that to really get attention for his movie, pretty much. More to kind of draw attention to it. Who cares? Let him have his own opinion.
There you go.
Yeah. Right. And that's the end of the books that awesome comic guy gave me. And so I'd really like to give a shout out to Awesome Comic Guy for donating all those books. That took me like 6 weeks to unload those books, and they were all sweet books. So I really appreciate it, Awesome Comic Guy. Thank you for donating those books. That was really something.
He made a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I mean,
What a good guy.
Yeah, there are several books that were quite collectible in there.
Very cool.
And the one that was probably the most sought after was Goon Volume 1, the library edition, right?
You gave that book away? I gave that book away too. Once Upon a Moon. Good times. So the other DC Universe book that Universe show I was just thinking back that I want to mention was Young Justice.
Okay, yeah, I've watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched the new season, obviously, because I don't have DC Universe. But
It's really good. It's not as good as the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
And that's largely because they make the really strange decision to focus on characters that are at best D-list characters in the DC Universe.
Okay. Was it kind of like Justice League Unlimited, where they kind of focus on other characters besides the main Justice League?
Yeah, except at least those characters I knew.
Okay.
This is like Forager and
Forager? What does he do? Forage for like nuts or something?
Like, it's like Geostorm. I can't think that's his name. Geo something. It's really. I mean, the show is as high quality, if not higher, than it ever was, and the plots are good. but a large amount of the enjoyment is seeing characters I recognize and enjoy from the comics on screen, and that just didn't happen for me for the most part.
That name Forager, it reminded me of that first X-Men animated series episode. What was that character's name that got killed? He wasn't Morph, yeah, because he was made for the show. Because Morph, he dies like in the first 5 minutes, doesn't he? The Forager, man, that's straight from the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it was. It was a guy. It happened. Well, I hate to do it, guys, but I'm about to have to run.
Yeah.
I think we're winding down here.
This was great. Thank you to all our chatters. This was a great chat. Thank you to all our viewers who have watched, and to all our future viewers who are watching in the future. And if it's in the future, do we have hoverboards yet?
According to Back to the Future 2, we should have had them already.
That really frosted.
In 2 weeks, on Baturdays in the Batcave, Jeph and I are going to be reviewing this book, Absolute New Frontier, which just came in. Look how nice this spine is.
Actually, you have a different copy than I do.
Yeah, mine's a newer one.
Yeah.
It looks so nice.
You'll have to tell me what I'm missing, because I have the Deluxe and I have the Absolute, but I wonder if you have something that I don't.
I'll go through it and let you know.
Okay.
I am going to be reading it very soon. That's going to be our main review in 2 weeks on Baturdays in the Batcave.
Right on, man.
So make sure to join us for that.
I'd like to thank Blandhost27, also known as TBone, Tyler Blunt. Woo! We are going to be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, I guess. I thought we'd read 3, but I guess not. So coming up this week, maybe we'll even be able to have a Action Figure Friday or someday. But thank you, Tyler, for being on the show.
Thanks for having me on. You guys are the dream team. This is the best show on YouTube, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Thanks a bunch, fellas. I'm sorry that this will be the last appearance I'll ever be able to make on here. I've now overstayed my welcome, and I'll never be invited back.
We'll decide that, not you.
All right. Thanks to my co-host, Taylor. Thank you, Tyler. Oh, I made it through that one. And thanks to the audience. Peace and love. Peace and love.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.